Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about the Revibike Flux because we've had it for a while now. We're ready to do the full review. So in this video we're going to talk about some of the specs. I'm going to share with you one of the problems that I had and how customer service addressed it, and then we're going to take it for a ride. So here we go. All right, I'd like to thank Revibike for sending us the Flux so we could test it out and review. Now before we get started, let's just jump right in and share a correction to a problem that we had, because some of you on this channel have watched my channel for a while and you've been following along when I told you that there was a problem with it. When we originally received this bike, the battery died. What happened is the battery management system that is designed to protect the battery and protect the bike from anything bad happening did what it was supposed to do. There's a problem with the battery, it shut off the battery, and it wouldn't let the battery function. So Revibike didn't have a replacement battery right away because this is a new model. So what we did is we had to take this battery and send it back to the battery manufacturer. They repaired it, said, yep, it was, whatever the problem was, they sent it back to us. When they sent it back to us, unfortunately, they didn't program the battery management system correctly. This bike is designed to allow the battery to go to sleep after it's been sitting for 72 hours. And then you have to push a button on the battery to wake it up. Well, what was happening is the battery is going to sleep after 15 minutes. So every time we wanted to ride it, if we wanted to ride it once a day or twice a day, we'd first have to unlock the key, pull the battery up, hit the button on top just to reset it. So the Revibike said, hey, we're going to fix this problem. They reached back out to the battery manufacturer, and the battery manufacturer, well, they weren't playing nice, unfortunately, and they didn't want to fix the problem. So Revibike scurried off. They went and found a brand new battery manufacturer to manufacture all their batteries. So that took some time. And as soon as that battery manufacturer was able to get the batteries produced for the Revibike Flux, they immediately sent me one. So I don't blame Revibikes. In fact, during the whole time that we experienced this, they were great to work with, great communication. It's unfortunate that we just had to wait for a new battery manufacturer to start building the batteries, and that just took a little time. But yeah, Revibike was great to work with, and I want to shout out to them for that. Really appreciate how they handled that situation. Now let's go ahead and get into the review. Up here in the front, we do have a 20-inch tire, and it's a 2.4, I think it was, wide, and it's got this street tread on it right here. We've got 180 millimeter rotors on the front, as well as hydraulic brakes. We do have suspension forks up here, although they are not adjustable. I love that we have this little spring back here. If you don't know what that's for, when the bike is sitting up on its A-frame kickstand right there, the front tire raises off the ground, and that spring helps keep the wheel from just turning and flopping all over the place. Well thought out. I appreciate that. Guys, up here we have an LED headlight, unlike anything I've seen before. It is a really hard, that's some kind of metal case, really robust, very durable, super bright headlight. Real happy with that. Up here we do have connection points, so we have the rack attached to it right here. You can get a basket to put on there if you so choose. Moving around to this side over here, you'll see that the wire wrap is really nice. They did a pretty good job with keeping the wires all cleaned up and looking good. We're going to get back to the cockpit in a moment. Down this side, you'll see that the battery is integrated with the frame, and it does have this nice bike color on it. I like the color. It's a really nice blue. The Revibike brand kind of sticks out, but it's not too intrusive. Over here, we do have 52, I believe it is, for the front crank, which really helps to eliminate some ghost pedaling. This frame is really robust. As you look along through here, you'll see just how big and how long this frame is, as well as this rack back here and how it's attached to the frame. So you can put a lot of weight back here. If I'm not mistaken, it's 180 pounds this rack can hold, because of the way it's designed and the way it pushes on the frame. It can really withstand a lot of weight. Now we have the passenger kit back here installed. It comes with these protective panels already to protect little feet from getting inside the spokes. I like the fact that they're clear. Some brands put like a solid black on there, but then it's hard to see your motor, kind of see what's going on in there if you needed to. They have these nice little footrests here. Actually, they're quite large footrests, and they're attached with a metal bracket. These are not folding, they're fixed where they're at, but because of that, they're very sturdy as well. So you can put you know, a heavier person can step up on these without risk of breaking them. I really like that. Back here, we do have an integrated taillight with blinkers, and I'll tell you, it's kind of interesting because this is built into the frame itself. So kind of interesting how they did that there. Now let's go ahead and talk about these seat cushions up here, because this is another really unique feature about this bike, something that I really, really like. You have two separate seat cushions here, and they're attached with a strap and buckle underneath. This passenger, say it's a smaller child, he has a place to hold on to, plus he has a backrest. Same thing for a second passenger right here. But if you want to carry a larger person, you know, a larger child or an adult, all you have to do, move this out of the way, is use an Allen wrench, take out those two screws, this whole piece comes off, and then you have a much larger area here for a larger adult to take a ride. They also have a large basket that you can take off these seat cushions and install the basket back here, if you so choose, to make it a nice cargo carrying bike. Getting back to this battery, this is a 15 amp hour battery inside here. This version comes with a 15 amp hour. You can get it with an additional 10 amp or another 15 amp battery, and that would fit right back here in this area. This bag came with it, but because we don't have a battery in there, we could use this for storage for tools or something like that. So it's a really nice feature. I like it. I'll show you how to wake up the battery right now. All you have to do is insert the keys, pop the battery loose, and right there on top, you just got to hit the button right there, and it wakes the battery up. Again, you only do that every 72 hours. Let's go ahead and jump up here into the cockpit. We do have leather grips that have a little bit of a palm rest, and I always appreciate palm rests. We have a left-handed thumb throttle, the hydraulic brakes. We have a button pad right here, so you have the on button up here on top, and then you have your up and down, and then you have your blinkers. I installed this cell phone holder just so I could have my cell phone with me. We'll get back to the display. Over here on the right side, this is a 7-speed. You have a bell right above that, and you have paddle shifters underneath here in order to change your speeds. Right here, this red button allows you to turn on that super bright headlight up there in the front. Let's get back over here and power this on. We're going to hit and hold the button. There it is, says Revibikes. Boom, just that fast. I love this display. I've seen this display very similar on other brands. Really like it a lot. There's just some good things you can do in the back end to change some things, but I just love the color. It shows up well in the sunlight, and it shows you your speed, your battery, you know, your trip or your overall odometer, and what pass level you're in. Now guys, this also has a special feature, and that is you can bounce between class 2 and class 3. Right now you see right here it says class 2, and all you have to do is hold the bottom button underneath down here. The screen flashes, and now it's made it into a class 3 bike. Just that simple. Now here's something I'm going to show you during the riding portion of the video. It is a little strange with this particular model. It's just how they designed it. But in class 2, you can go up to 20 miles per hour, which is pretty standard. But in class 3, it's designed to be pedal only. And so you have to use your pedals in order to ride the bike because your throttle does not work. Okay, so we'll get back to that and I'll show you how that operates. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? So I didn't mention this saddle up here. The saddle is actually really good. Most bikes, they come with a very firm saddle, kind of cheap. Revibike put a nice quality saddle on here. I haven't felt the need to change it out. It's a little wider, so it gives you support, and it's nice and soft, so I like that. And one other thing over here we'll talk about, and I didn't mention, and then that is they do have a chain guard. Not all bikes come with chain guards, but they have one here. So overall, I tell you what, it's been a nice bike. A couple of things I think could be improved upon, but let's talk about those during the riding portion of this video. All right guys, before we hop on, there's a couple more things I want to talk about real quick, and that is if you're shopping for a cargo style e-bike, there's a couple of things I really need you to watch out for. One is the type of accessories that come with it, because a lot of companies, they'll produce a cargo style e-bike, but they just don't have accessories, or they are very limited on the accessories. So make sure to check that out. Revibike has good accessories because they got baskets as well as passenger capability and a couple other things. So make sure you check them out. Another thing to watch for when you're shopping for a cargo bike, and that is most of them do not come with suspension forks. Don't ask me why, but they don't. They have rigid forks. And when you're carrying kids and eggs, you hear me say it on this channel all the time, if you're carrying kids and eggs, don't you want to have suspension forks on here so you have a more comfortable ride? Yeah, so be looking for that. One other thing I needed to point out to you. We do have this A-frame kickstand that came with the bike. I installed this kickstand right here just to make it easier and more convenient for me, because it's easier to move the bike around in the garage and shuffle things around having that style kickstand. But if you're loading cargo, heavy cargo, or if you're loading children, you may want to use the A-frame kickstand, because that allows the bike to sit up nice and straight and stable, so a child or somebody can climb on and off without the bike falling over. So just be aware of that. All right, we're already in 7th gear over here. We're just going to leave it there. We're in pedal assist 1. I'm going to use the throttle to get us started. And here we go. A lot of zip, just a lot of giddy up and go. If you want it, hit that throttle. We're going to zoom around on here. We're already at 15 miles an hour, just that quick. Let's go over here. So you'll notice that on class 2, your throttle is not attached to, or not, your throttle is not, what am I trying to say? Your throttle is not tied to your pass level. So we're in pass 1 right now. And I can go full throttle in pass 1. I'll tell you what, we're gonna go this way. So we can go all the way up there to the top speed of 20 miles per hour. And I like it. I like it a lot when manufacturers don't restrict the throttle and it's not tied to your pass, because the last thing I want to do is have to hit the button to change pass levels. If I just want to use my throttle only, I want to be able to just go. So I really like that about the brand. Let's go ahead and drop it back down here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to just do pedal only. So we're in pass 1. So pass 1 is going to get you, what's that, 5 miles an hour? Yeah, about 5 miles an hour. Really nice, slow, leisure pedal. Nice and controlled. So if you just want to take it easy, you're not someone who wants to go fast, you can do that using your pedal. Bump it up into pass 2. This is where the motor's going to kick in. And we're going to go a little faster. Now we're going up to about 11 miles per hour. Pass 3. Motor's kicking in a little bit more. You can hear it back there. It's one of my critiques about this brand is the motor is noisier than most. It's just a little annoying, and I hope that's something they'll change out in the next iteration of this e-bike, maybe get something a little bit quieter. So pass 3 gives you just 14 miles per hour. Pass 4 gets us up there about 18, but I'm starting to ghost pedal now. I can try, and there's 19, almost 20. Okay, so I can pedal pretty quick there and still keep up with it. But you have to move your legs quite a bit in order to keep up with it so you're not ghost pedaling. Let's get around this corner here. And now, let's go bump it up into pass 5. See how fast we can get before we get to the stop sign. Oh, look, we're throttled at 21. That's as far as we can go. Only 21 miles an hour in pass 5. Well, guys, guess what? That's because we're in class 2 mode. So by hitting this button over here and holding it, the screen flashes. Now we're in class 3 mode, right? But watch what happens in class 3 mode. The throttle doesn't work. Yeah, that's a little unusual for e-bikes. That's normally not something that happens. And I asked Revibike that, and they just felt that it was a safety thing and they wanted to have the throttle disengaged for class 3. So just be aware of that. Now that we're in class 3 and the throttle doesn't work, we're going to pedal only. But here we go. We can get up to speed pretty quick. There's 18, 19, there's 20, there's 21, there's 22. I'm ghost pedaling at 24, there's 25. I really can't keep up with it, there's 26. So what's happening now is I'm just ghost pedaling to keep that motor turning. But we're already at 26. Yeah, so it is a fast bike. You can get moving pretty quick. But again, if you were approaching an intersection or something and you wanted to use your throttle to give yourself a little boost to get through an intersection or whatever situation you're in, just be aware that it's not going to work, because you'd have to switch back to class 2 mode in order for that to work again. Now that's fine if you're not going to drive or ride over 20 miles per hour. It's perfectly fine. Just leave it in class 2 mode, because now your throttle works and you can use your pedals only if you want to. It's only if you want to get over 20 miles per hour that you would have to switch it to class 3 and lose your throttle. Let's see here, what else? So we talked about the motor a little bit. You can hear it. It really likes to whine out there and kind of get going. The brakes work well. They are hydraulic brakes. So yeah, there's a lot to like about this bike. And it's a beautiful color. I like the accessories that come with it. I just like the thought process that they put into this, with one or two exceptions that we already discussed. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. Tell me what you think about the Revibike Flux. Is it something that you would consider? Are you shopping for a cargo style e-bike? Did this video help you? Is there something that you would like to see different about this bike that we can kind of let the manufacturer know? If so, drop it down below and give us your honest thoughts and opinion. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. We give honest reviews here on this channel. And if you have any questions, drop them down below, and subscribe if you're new. We have content for everyone. We do e-bike reviews, accessory reviews. We do adventure rides. We do how-to videos. We just sometimes sit around in the garage and chat and talk. So if you like that sort of thing, make sure you subscribe. Hey, until that next video drops, you guys ride responsibly and ride safe.